explain what this is.
Hey guys, welcome back. All Motor Rob here. You guys will see I'm rocking a new t-shirt. If you guys are interested in purchasing a t-shirt here, you guys can shoot me a message on Instagram at allmotorrob. I always leave a link to my Instagram in the description box below, so feel free to hit me up there. Figure out what your address is and everything. I take Cash App, so if you guys want to pay it that way. So all right guys, so today's video, I'm not doing any work on the car, but I did do some work a couple of days ago on the hatch, and I'm going to show you guys what I did. So last video I was definitely bummed out because of the results from the dyno, but you know what guys, every day is progress. And even though we had issues on the dyno and complications, I still learned from it, and whether I had to pay for it or not, it's information and we can only go forward from here. So I'm not all that bummed out anymore. I feel great, and cams are in the mail. They should be here by Saturday. So enough of this right here. Let me show you guys what I did with the car. All right, so I'm going to explain to you guys what I found, what issues arose by pulling the head to get a better understanding. So as you guys can see, there's no head on the car. It's pulled off, radiator's out, everything's disconnected. We got the head over here chilling, and I'm going to show you guys. All right, so instantly in the last video, I noticed that there was a compression loss, and I was wondering if it was the head gasket had gone. So the other day I drained the oil out, and as soon as I unscrewed the cap, I could see that there was some sort of mix in that oil. So I knew right away head gasket. And then I drained the coolant out, and the coolant was like almost a brownish color because it was mixing in with the oil. So that's another confirmation that the head gasket. Plus two, when I pulled the valve cover off, all you could see was moisture inside. Now I have not taken any time to brake cleaner this or clean it, but there was definitely coolant in there. So the head gasket went, and I'm surprised that the car did. I'm telling you, like it did pretty well on the dyno for having a blown head gasket. I'm not gonna lie, but you know, now we have more information. So I'm gonna go through all of this and clean it all up and stuff like that. And the plans are, once the cam's coming, I'm gonna drop the head and the block off at the machine shop, and I'm gonna get the head decked again. Okay, so not only will that give us a new surface for a really good seal on that head gasket, but it'll also bump compression up a little bit more, which means more power. Now, when I was taking the head off, when I was removing the head studs, I did notice that, and because like I think they're supposed to be torqued, what is it, like 84 foot-pounds or something for the ARPs? I can't remember right off the top of my head, but they didn't feel like that torque. You know what I'm saying? That 75, 80 foot-pound range. So I don't know what they were really at, and you know, I really need to start slowing down, but where is it at? Oh, it's right back here. But I have a torque wrench here, and I have other means of testing out to see what the breakaway torque was on those head studs, and I didn't even, oh no, this isn't it. And I didn't even use it. I totally forgot I had this. So this is a Quinn Digital torque wrench 1/2 inch, and this thing, it'll tell you everything, and I forgot to use it. This would have been perfect to know, because this, if my head studs were not, if they were loose or whatever, or they weren't tight. Now this is the torque wrench I used when I assembled the motor 2 years ago or whatever that was, and this is, you know, just a Harbor Freight standard, and for all I know it lost its calibration, you know, because if you don't loosen the tension on the spring on there, it'll definitely lose its accuracy. And I always try to remember to loosen up that spring, but still, you know, this is like what, sub $20 torque wrench that I'm relying on, which I shouldn't be doing for head studs and, you know, real critical work. I should be using something more advanced like this digital one here, or even this one that I've had for a while. And I have this here Craftsman digital torque wrench that I should have been using, but at the time I didn't have any of this stuff, guys, but now I do. So this time around I'm going to be using these higher quality tools to assemble this motor, so that way we don't have any problems. So head gasket blew, also in the distributor cap. I've never had this happen to me before, but inside the distributor here, as soon as I took it off, I can hear something jiggling around inside of there. And what happened was, this here screw that holds the rotor on backed out. So I don't know if that right there was the reason for the timing being the way it was, because once the rotor cap is on there, that screw secures it down so it doesn't move. And if you take that screw out, there's just a tad bit of back and forth play unless you lock it in with that screw. Now, I could have used Loctite on it, but in all honesty, I've rebuilt distributors so many times on my car or on other people's cars, never had an issue with the screw backing out. And I always tighten these screws down to where I feel like I'm just about to strip the head on it, you know, with that screwdriver. So you can see, I mean, I was getting on it and somehow that shit backed out. I never had that happen to me before. But you know what? It's a first time for everything, and I just need to be a little bit more thorough. And next time I will use some Loctite on there to make sure that we're not going to have that issue again. I'm still not going to use this distributor. I'm going to get another one. So blown head gasket, distributor rotor, not doing what it's supposed to be doing. I mean, even in the cap, you can see, oh no, on the rotor, you can see it took a couple of nicks. See right there at the top, at the edge? It took a couple of nicks from that screw. But either way, I think that more the issue was to having that back and forth play since the screw walked out. What I forgot to mention, guys, also too, what I think helped with that head gasket, or maybe it was the cause, was detonation because of that distributor. Now, these are the spark plugs here from the car, from that one dyno session. And you can see here, look at that, the insulator cracked. So that might have been why the head gasket fully went. The rest of the plugs, the insulators looked all right. This one right here, number 4, that's not good. And that's probably because the timing kept on advancing on its own. So this is what the cylinders are looking like. This one looks a little weird. See, it's got a slight different color. But as far as the cylinder walls go, the walls look good. I don't see any type of scoring or anything like that. All that looks good. The rings are probably still good, but I'm gonna have the machine shop rehone it. I'm gonna put new rings on these pistons and just kind of start over fresh. So today's Thursday, and I just wanted to show you guys what the current status is of the car and what the future plans are. So we're gonna get this thing running really good really soon, and it just takes a little bit of time, but guys, bear with me. I'm sure that you guys are all just excited to see this thing move on the dyno and on the track as I am. So we're gonna make this happen, guys. Just keep showing that love, man. It's a lot of support, and I appreciate everybody. So thanks, guys.